like an endlessly unrolling dark green shag carpet, liberally splashed with bright blue. Or, more accurately, an endlessly unrolling bright blue carpet, liberally flecked with dark green shag. More water than land. No two lakes, ponds, marshes, rivers, streams, the same size or shape, like the work of a fevered god, or a god driven to a Jackson Pollock frenzy after the monotony of oceans, plains, and deserts. As Peter looked north, he marveled that this went on for thousands of kilometers past the horizon, slowly turning into taiga, then tundra, and then the Arctic Ocean. If the line extended further across the North Pole, the same would happen in reverse, crossing into Siberia. Eventually, somewhere there on the other side of the globe, it would intersect with a road or a settlement. But before then, only wilderness, no sign of man. How glorious, he thought. The flight was short, and before Peter could turn his attention to figuring out which lake they were flying over, the pilot began to bank for a landing. Now he could see that it was Dragonfly Lake. Most northern lakes looked similar from the air, but Dragonfly Lake had a distinctive X shape. He smiled as the plane raced down toward the surface of the lake, the trees blurring. This was one of his favorite places on Earth, and it was where Pippin, his prize-winning sniffer dog and best friend, was originally from. He had thought about bringing Pippin, but it was too much fuss for what would be a quick visit. He would be back up here in a few days anyway, and Pippin was definitely coming along then. The plane seemed to clear the treetops by only inches, but then hit the surface of the lake with surprising smoothness, smoother than landing on a runway. He was met at the dock by John Reynolds, owner of the Dragonfly Lodge and Pure North Outfitters. Although they didn't know each other well, Peter recognized him right away. John was a short but powerfully built man, probably in his mid-50s, with the kind of bushy mustache people used to call a soup strainer. He was famous for his booming laugh and his iron handshake, his stockiness and small stature belying his strength. His grip was light today, though, and his face marked with worry. "I can't thank you enough for coming, Peter, and on such short notice. I would have just sent them down to you, but so many are sick now I need some help figuring who to send south, who's okay to stay, and who can't be saved." "You're welcome. It works out well because I'd taken these days off to work on the garden before the canoe trip, but it's raining constantly in the south. First drought, then flood. Nutty times. Beautiful summer up here. Hot and dry. Beautiful so long as the fires don't start. Do you want to drop your bag first? Get cleaned up?" "No, let's go straight to the kennels." "How's Atlas?" "Still out of it. And Pretty and Gus are looking rough, too. But, like I said, none of them are 100%. As they walked up the dock, they passed the two passengers with the TSB jackets, who were still waiting for their bags to finish unloading. Peter whispered to John, "TSB? Know what that's about?" "You didn't hear? A plane went down early this morning. They're the Transport Safety Board folks." That makes a lot more sense than Toxic Spice Bureau, Peter thought. "No, I didn't pay attention to the news before I left. Any casualties?" "All three on board presumed dead. Plunged into the lake on approach. RCMP dive team just got here." He gestured out to the lake, where 3 boats were positioned in a rough circle. "That's terrible," Peter said, while recalling his own experience landing on the lake. He hadn't been scared, and he wouldn't be next time either. It was all simple physics. In good weather, with a well-maintained aircraft and an experienced pilot, there were no random factors to consider. Luck shouldn't play a role. He would check the statistics later.